Business, it's really such a simple word, but it's truly a really wonderful word. It is really a word that has made this country great in many ways. But in many senses, it's really a hard word to understand. And so in the next couple of minutes, let me try to kind of summarize it for you in a quick GoPro video. I'm walking through a small town. This is Stone Harbor. And this is Main Street, as you can see. I'm standing in the middle of 96th Street in Stone Harbor. Whether it be small town or big town, there's no real difference in the concept of commerce. And I want to explain this to you in the sense of what these shops do. And as I repeat myself, small town, big town, commerce is the same. In the very simple sense, business commerce is just the exchange, an exchange process. I walk into a store with money and I exchange it for goods and services. Whether it be this Life is Good store, I walk in and want a t-shirt, I give you $10, $15, or I walk into this Making Waves store, the same concept. However, if you look at business from your perspective as a simple exchange, and I don't want to be dramatic in this, you will end up being one of these vacant stores because business is much more important than just understanding it as a simple exchange process. Business, in many cases, is so much more deep and much more involved. And while you are maturing as young business people, the process of understanding business is a constant and growing research paper, so to speak, and it's a never-ending exercise in trying to mature and grow yourself to become better at it. So just as a quick synopsis of what it is basically, as we teach it, a breakdown of 4 basic elements. And the 4 basic elements are, number 1, a true understanding of this concept, what is known as the customer. A customer is really just a consumer. We sometimes call them a target. A target wants to go into a place like the 96th Street Bar and Grill. They want to get a hamburger, a beer. You have to decide as a business what kind of hamburgers and what kind of beer do they want. Do they want fresh hamburgers or do they want frozen hamburgers? Do they want fresh cut French fries, waffle fries, or will they be okay with French fries out of a frozen bag of, from the freezer? Are they okay with that? You'll make that decision, and they will also make that decision for you in many senses by them coming back to your store on a regular basis. It is truly your job as a business person to study that customer and determine what they want. Now, in some cases, you will be able as a business person to drive what they want, and that's called marketing. And that's the kind of the second element of what is studied and needs to be studied in business. And as you know, in many cases, you've heard that term marketing. In many cases, it's a very powerful term, as we just come through a lot of sale time. Sometimes you think of marketing, you think of advertising. It's truly much more deeper and much more important than just straight advertising. It's truly about understanding the customers, but in many cases, it is advertising and marketing and coupons and sales and promotions, but it does boil down to these things called the product. But marketing is one of the key elements that you'll study in trying to develop what people want in terms of products and places and promotions, and even something as silly as window displays. Is this an attractive window display that will entice you to come into this store and buy some of these sweatshirts or some of these clothing? And even something like this, which is a sale up to 50% off, does that entice you to come into this store to buy things? And you see other types of promotions like the BOGOs, or buy $50 and get a $10 gift card, different types of sales that entice you to come into different stores and buy different types of products. Now, The third element of business, after you have customers and marketing, is once you walk into this store here, what will you be greeted with? And you'll be greeted with these things. I call them things, and they're truly not things, but you'll be greeted with these people called employees. And employees are wonderful people, and we need people to be wonderful, and in order to get them to be wonderful, we need good management. But truly what we need, more than good management, is we need to have good leadership. Leadership is a valuable tool that we need to develop ourselves into, and that's kind of a task which not all people are willing to do. Leadership is a learned skill. All people can be leaders, but not all people want to be leaders. So as you sit here and think about yourselves, do you have what it takes to put the time and energy and effort into becoming what is known as a strong leader? And as you boil it down to very, very basic elements of what a leader is, and it's really more complicated than this, but a leader is a person who can get other people to do things because they want to do it. In many cases, managers are people who can get you to do something because they tell you to do it. And many of you have worked for managers in that way, that they've told you to do things and you've done it because you needed that job. But leaders are people who are able to get you to do things because you want to do it. They inspire you, they get you motivated, and they truly get you excited about going to work and about doing tasks. It's really a beautiful thing to work for leaders, and you can develop yourself into being strong leaders. The final element of good business is the concept of finances. There's no doubt that all of these businesses in this town all have to make money. We sometimes call that profits. At the end of the day, it starts with this thing called revenue. We sell things for a price, and that price is derived from this thing called cost. Cost is nothing more than a combination of labor, materials, and overhead. We have to kind of combine those things, understand our costs. How much does it cost in labor? How much does it cost in these materials? And how much does it cost in our overhead? We then put all those together. We determine our profits. And profit is a wonderful thing that we all need to make, and we should make as capitalists. We should make as much money as we're able to make. And it ultimately boils down to we make as much money as the customer will let us make. And we put all that together and we make profits, and it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing, business. So all those four elements, the customer comes first. We put that in a concept of marketing. We put that in an element of good leadership and good management. And then we understand our finances from a total perspective. And then what happens is a beautiful business, and we have a thriving town like Stone Harbor, Avalon, or any town USA, big or small, and business thrives. Now, as a final comment, as we kind of close out this short YouTube video and my GoPro series, nothing happens easily. Everything happens with much research, and everything happens with studying and hard work. So in order for these businesses to be successful, you just don't open up the door and people just don't walk in and say, here's all my money, and I'm happy to give you whatever you want so that you can be successful. You need to understand what's happening in the town, in the government, in the economy, in your competition's mind. I mean, everything needs to be researched and studied in the world around you, and that's what we do in the world of college, and that's what we do in the world of academia. We give you the base training to help you understand how to study the world around you in these different, we call them disciplines, in the world of management, in the world of marketing, in the world of logistics, in the world of finance, in the world of accounting. We give you the background and the basics so that you can understand how to study and do the research that you need to be successful. Because without the research and without the hard work, you will end up having trouble, and you'll end up being, again, just another vacant store in one of the other business failures in business. And that's not what your goal is. So as we close out, I want you all to be successful in business. Spend the time, work hard, be diligent in how you progress through your academic careers as well as your professional careers, and you will have success. I'm very confident of that, and I thank you for spending this GoPro video time with me. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful, wonderful life. Thank you.